Hello and welcome to Zero Cool Gaming and today's game review. Today we're going to be reviewing a game called Kingdoms of Amalur. I think that's how it's pronounced. Reckoning. And it's an interesting game. In a lot of ways, it's like Fable Advanced. It plays just like Fable does in a lot of ways. But there's more to it. But truly that's really what the game is Fable Advanced. But regardless of that, it's still an interesting game. It's still a fun game. The main storyline, while there is one, it's pretty, well, I'm not going to say basic, but let's just say it's been done over and over and over again, especially in anime. So it was nothing surprising to me in that respect. But what kept me playing the game wasn't the main storyline, it was all the, and let me rephrase that, it wasn't all the side quests. It was about 1/3 of the side quests. 2/3 of the side quests in this RPG are basically fetch quests. You know, go get this, go get that, you know, which is fine, that doesn't bother me. But about 1/3 of them are story quests. Just side stories within the realm of Reckoning. And a lot of them are actually pretty good little side stories to go along with the main quest. If you were to just play through this game, just doing like the main quest and what you need to do that, this game probably you'd get done with it in less than 20 hours. When I played it, it took me almost 100 hours. And that's because I did as many of the side quests as I could find. Each time I would enter a new area, I would slowly go back and forth through that area and find all the side quests that I could. Instead of just, beelining it to wherever I'm supposed to be for whatever side quest I was on. Now that does get hard to keep track of when you get about, almost to the halfway point of the game, because you're keeping track of a lot of different quests at that point. But truly about halfway through the game, the amount of side quests that you get drops off by half, and you'll notice it's pretty drastic. And I'm guessing that's so that they could get the game out in time. Because if they had left that amount of content in the game for the second half, like they did for the first, this would have easily been a 200-hour game. And that wouldn't have bothered me either. It's not like I didn't like playing this world or this game. It was a fun game to play. And there's a lot of ways to play it, plus you can basically re-roll your characters into new classes at any point while you're playing it. And I actually did that about halfway through. I played through the beginning as a kind of like a mage archer, and the second half I did more of like a thief with chakras. I don't remember exactly how that all worked out, but anyway, that's kind of, and I did that by returning my faith. I don't remember exactly what the mechanics call, but there's people that you can talk to and they'll like give you back all your skill points so that you can reclass into different classes. And that made it kind of interesting. It really did. And I think truly probably almost any build that you come up with in this game is going to be viable. The way I did it was I chose 2 classes and I leveled up through those, and then I chose another 2 classes and leveled up through those. And that seemed to work pretty well. But I'm sure there's lots of different ways to do this game. I have no doubt on that. What did I like about it the most, I guess, would be the colors and the graphics, the way that they did the world itself, the way that they did their spells and, this, that, and the other, their graphical effects. This is a pretty good looking game, it really is. Um, and that's kind of how I played this game, or why I played this game, I should say. It wasn't really for the storylines or even the side quests. It was also for the pretty colors. I do like pretty colors in my games. Truly, if you didn't play it the way I did, where I, tried to find every little nook and cranny in the game, you could probably get through it easily with doing most of the side quests in probably 50-60 hours. And you can increase the difficulty, but I don't think it was truly designed to be a difficult game in that respect. I think it was truly just designed for somebody to go through and, play the game, enjoy what storylines you like, and, skip what storylines you don't. The game seems to adjust itself to your power level or, whatever level your character's at. It does tell you that you need to be at certain levels for certain things, but by the time you get like halfway through the game, especially if you're playing it the way I did, you're already above all of the levels that it requires. So, and if you can do that on I was probably playing it on easy or normal, I don't remember. But if you can do it like that, I'm sure that even on the harder difficulties, if you really know what you're doing and you go through and you build, a good min-max character, I guess, or an all-around character, whatever happens to be the best for this game, it probably wouldn't be even that difficult on the hardest difficulty. But there is a lot of content here. It's just not in the main quest. Most of the game is actually in its side quest content. Can't say that I've played a lot of games like that, but I've played a few throughout the years that are more of the content itself is within the side content, and the main quest is just something you do to continue on and get more side content. I've played a few games like that, absolutely. And I don't mind that. It doesn't have to be the most intricate storyline to draw me in and have me enjoy the game. And this game is like that. There's nothing truly rememberable about it. You'll remember certain fights and things like that. Like I remember the beginning of the game pretty well. I remember a couple of the dungeons pretty well. And a couple of the storylines. A couple of the side stories I remember pretty well. But, and even the main story line I kind of remember. And I remember, the end of it. Kind of. But as far as what led up to each individual incident and how that all plays out, no, I couldn't string the main storyline together to explain to you how you ended up where you did from where you started. But regardless, yes, the more, I guess, engaging part of this game is actually its side quest. There's a lot more material there than what's available in just following the main quest. And that's kind of my review of Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. is that it's a good game if you're just, you know, wanting something to do, and it is kind of fun to play, and like I said, there's lots of good graphics and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with the game in that respect, but it's not memorable. I mean, there's nothing in it truly that stands out. It's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, and you can, like I said, you'll be able to tell about halfway through it that they definitely sped up the development time, and they weren't able to fill out the world like they did in the first half. But you know, I get that. I could see why that it was done that way. I don't know how long this game was in development, but it was probably quite a long time. So anyway, that's my review for the day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.